Hello, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie Fuchsa with Foot Title Group, where we protect your home ownership. How are you today? Happy Tuesday to everybody. So the last couple months, we've been talking about terms and things that words you may come across when purchasing or selling a home that may be something that you don't really understand. And so we've been trying to explain what some of those terms are. And so this morning, the word that I wanted to talk about to you today is property taxes. Now, a lot of people think they know all about property taxes and what property taxes are and how they affect you. But I wanted to bring up a few things that maybe you don't know. If you're a first-time home buyer, or even if you're a seasoned home buyer, or if you're a seller and you know some things about the property taxes. Of course, if you're the seller, you've been paying property taxes. But let's talk about a couple different nuances about property taxes and how they affect your ownership so you can understand that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey there, Pam. Good morning. Hi, Angela. How are you today? So property taxes are the taxes that you pay to the county and the state for the ownership of the property. It's assessed based on the value of your property, what your property is worth, and what the assessed rate is that the county charges. And those are agreed upon by the county county officials and the tax office. Those tax rates change, and those are charged against what the value of that property is. But the way that this affects your home ownership, we all understand pretty well about property taxes. When you purchase a home, you are required to put into a escrow or savings account with your mortgage lender a amount every month out of your mortgage payment to make sure those property taxes are paid as they come due every year or semi-annually, depending on where you are and how you pay your property taxes. You could pay them annually or semi-annually. But property taxes are one of the two things that lenders will require, well, sometimes three, will require be escrowed or saved throughout the year so they can make sure those items are paid. And why do they do that? Why do they include that in your payment? Gosh, that makes your payment go up a whole lot. But property taxes are is the only thing that can supersede that mortgage. And what I mean by that is the ownership of that property is first encumbered by your property taxes. Basically, the state has the right to sell your property at a tax sale if you don't pay the property taxes. It doesn't matter if you have a mortgage on it. It doesn't matter if you have several mortgages. It doesn't matter if you owe different people. It doesn't matter if there's a homeowners association lien. It doesn't matter what kinds of things may also be encumbered against your property. Property taxes are first. And because of that, the lender who's loaning you an awful lot of money wants to make sure that those property taxes are always paid, because they want to make sure that property that secures their loan can never be sold at a tax sale and pulled out from under them, because that is the protection that they get their loan repaid. So the lender will require you pay into a savings or an escrow. They call it an escrow account. 1/12 of that tax bill every single month with your mortgage payment, and then they actually pay the property tax bill. Now, I recommend that every year when you get your property tax bill or you get your notification, that you check up on, make sure. In different jurisdictions, the tax bills are due at different times and they cover different periods. I know we at Foot Title Group work in Maryland and Virginia, and those two jurisdictions are absolutely opposite of when the property taxes are due and what they cover. The dates around when they're due are about the same, but what they cover is two totally different things. So property taxes are the one thing that can supersede anybody else's ownership in your property, and you want to make sure that those are always paid. Very important. The other thing is if you don't have a mortgage, obviously they're not being escrowed, and that's something you're responsible for making sure is paid. And nothing can happen with your property without those property taxes being paid. So let's say, for example, you wanted to add a spouse because you recently got married, take a spouse off or an ex-spouse, or add someone else to your property. The county jurisdiction where the property is located won't let you do that if the property taxes are paid, because they want to make sure that that happens first. So that's something to know as well. If you're thinking about adding or removing someone from the ownership of your property, the property taxes have to be paid first. So Property taxes are something we all have to pay. If you own a piece of property, it's different based on what the value of your property is and where your property is located. Different jurisdictions have different tax rates, and ultimately that property taxes have to be paid before anything else. Otherwise, the jurisdiction that takes care of those property taxes can actually sell your property to someone else for what you owe on the property for taxes, so at tax sale. Maybe I gave you some good information. Maybe I spurred a question. Either of those are good things. If you would please, please, please hit the share button if you found what we talked about valuable. And also if you have a question about it, or maybe it spurred another question and you think it something that we need to talk about, reach out to me individually here, or you can reach out to any of our team through our website, www.foottitlegroup.com. All of their contact information's on there. And although property taxes are something that you deal with across the country. The only two areas that we do closings in is Maryland and Virginia, but the conversation that we're having is very general throughout the country. Property taxes are very important, and they will be required to be paid before anything else. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Please hit the share button, because then you're sharing information with people that you know that could potentially need the information and maybe could reach out and we can help them as well. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I look forward to talking to you again soon. I'm Connie Fuchsa with Foot Title Group, where we protect your home ownership. Thank you so much for tuning in with Coffee with Connie, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.